Michigan Prepared here. Listen, I don't have very good news for y'all today. And sorry about the loud truck in the background. I actually got work today. It's hit and miss, guys. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I'm falling so far behind in my bills, it's not even funny. Anyway, so the Pope has come out, and he has basically said, without a doubt, that we're heading for some sort of New World Order, nuclear war, a major reset, etc. And some Russian, what do you call it, militia guy, Alexander something or other, he was on the local, well, not local news, but he was on the worldwide news, and basically saying that they're calling for the use of nuclear weapons. Now keep in mind, guys, unfortunately this is a guy that Putin listens to very closely. And Russia right now is getting backed into a corner so bad, it's not even funny. You know, after the Pentagon gave the green light to Ukraine to start just lighting up Russia, that's what they've been doing. And Russia's getting backed into a corner. Now they say fighting with conventional weapons against the U.S. and NATO is just not an option. They don't have the conventional weapons to fight against us. They would lose their asses big time. However, they are saying that the one thing that they got that can defeat us is nuclear weapons, guys. So you got Putin threatening the use of nuclear weapons. You got Putin's second in command, who is just itching to use nuclear weapons, Dmitry Medvedev or whoever. And now you got this militia guy, Alexander, who you might as well say is third in command, calling for the use of nuclear weapons. Guys, listen. I've made enough videos already. This is like 118 videos or so. I'm not going to stop making videos, with that being said. But I've made enough videos now. You guys can go back from the start, alright? And you can see what I was saying from start until now, until this video right here. And you'll see that I was optimistic at first. You know, I was telling you the stages of the war, this, that, everything else. And up until today, we're at the point where I wouldn't, well, if I had to guess, let's just say if I had to guess, I would say that without a doubt, we are at DEFCON 2. Now, we're not privy to that information. You know, the government says that's classified type shit, which, whatever, you know. So they're not going to tell us exactly which stage of DEFCON we're at, just for public safety and, you know, trying not to instill panic in the American people. But guys, if you don't know anything about the DEFCON levels, as soon as we hit DEFCON 1, it's on. It is literally on. Everybody's nuclear warplanes are at the ready. You know, Biden is carrying around the old briefcase with the nuclear button in it no matter where he goes. And so is Vladimir Putin and probably some jackass over in Iran. My point is everybody's got these itchy trigger fingers, and now that this Alexander dude, basically third in command over in Russia, as well as Dmitry Medvedev with his itchy trigger fingers, They're basically saying the only way to defeat us is by the use of nuclear weapons. Now, you guys can find it on the internet. I'll try to find it and post it up here when I'm editing this video. But basically, Russia has several targets here in the U.S. I can't remember right offhand if it's 5 or 7 or what. But Russia literally has like 5 or 7 targets here in the U.S. If you guys didn't know that, if you guys weren't aware of that. Of course the semi's going to pull out in front of me. Why wouldn't it? Fucking idiot. One of those targets, guys, I know for a fact is D.C. You know, right where the Capitol's at. I know for a fact one of those targets is Atlanta, Georgia. There's one in Chicago is one. There's one in New York. There's one in Georgia. I mean, I'll find it and I'll put it up here for you guys. But there's several targets, okay? Now, if Russia seriously goes to nuclear war, guys, I'm not sure what they're going to do first. I know they are getting backed into a corner. I know Vladimir has canceled a lot of his meetings that he was supposed to have held. And it's an annual meeting that he does. And he has literally canceled it and has disappeared, guys. He is either hiding in a bunker or I don't know. I don't know where he went. Nobody seems to know. I mean, obviously there are people that know, just, you know, your average Joe like me and you, we're not privy to that information. So I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to bomb, you know, military bases in NATO countries closest to Ukraine, or not Ukraine, but Russia. I don't know if they're going to bomb cities within the U.S. I don't know. But they're getting backed into a corner. And now you got more than one person over in Russia calling for nuclear war. They're saying that's the only way to show the U.S. and NATO, as well as NATO allies, that they mean business. Do I doubt that they're going to use nuclear weapons? Absolutely not. I feel without a doubt that they can and will resort to the use of nuclear weapons. Whether it be their low yield, high yield, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure that, you know, to try to save as much face as they could, they would probably start off with their low yield nuclear weapons. They make a big boom, but there's not a whole lot of radioactive fallout. But either way, guys, regardless of how this is going to play out, if you live in a big city, I don't know where half my subscribers are from. I know there's a couple here in Michigan. But if you live in a big city, you really need to have a way out. Let's talk about that for a minute, all right? So, say for instance you live in a big city and a massive alert goes out across your guys' phones. You know, talking about, well, I don't know what it's going to say. It's probably going to tell you to shelter in place or seek shelter. It'll say something along the lines of, you know, this is not a drill. It may tell you whether or not there's incoming missiles, incoming nuclear weapons. I don't know what it's going to say. Sorry, guys, my throat's getting dry now. Just a second. But, if that happens, that's a little tart, sorry. But if that nuclear alert or some sort of alert goes out across your phones, please believe, guys, if you live in a big city, there's going to be gridlock on the streets, okay? Everybody is going to be pooping themselves for the most part. Everybody is going to be scrambling. I really urge you guys, and unfortunately, yes, I know in some areas it's getting cold right now. Here in Michigan, you know, we were a steady 40 or something, and it's getting downright cold. I don't smoke in my house, I smoke outside. And on my day off yesterday, my 4th day off, I stepped outside several times, and I was like, man, I told my wife, I'm like, man, it's just getting frigid out here. Regardless of the fact, guys, you guys need to have, either by bicycle or by foot, some way to get out of the big cities. And again, I'll post that again right here. I'll try to leave it up for a while. You guys can read it over. If you guys are close or within those big cities, you're going to have 15 to 30 minutes to get the hell out of Dodge. If your streets are gridlocked, you might be screwed. Great, now my drink just spilled. But regardless of the fact, guys, you guys need to have a way out. You guys need to figure out if there's fallout shelters in your area. You guys need to see if there's, you know, do the checking now. Do whatever you guys got to do now. See if there's, sorry, I'm trying to clean up the spill. See if there's some sort of abandoned building in your area, to where it's got, you know, a basement. Older buildings are the best because they got really thick slabs of cement. That may keep you safe. Make sure you pick somewhere where you can hide out for a little while, because you're gonna, you know, in the event of some sort of nuclear explosion, you're going to be able to need to shelter in place for at least a week or two. That means somewhere where you can get your guys' food into, your to-go bags, whatever the case may be. But I wholeheartedly believe, at this point in time, it's literally going to take a miracle to prevent some sort of nuclear war. So you guys need to get ready. Have a couple escape plans planned out, whether it be by car, foot, bicycle, little red wagon, whatever. Especially if you live in the big cities. I'm fortunate enough, my house is, I wouldn't say it's right on the highway, but literally I go down my street, I hang a left, I'm at the highway. And I'm going to haul ass north. And it literally, at 70 miles per hour, it takes me about 20 minutes to get to where I need to go. I almost said where I was going to go. But, so the way I see it, I got everything ready to go in my house right now, guys. My survival food, everything. Everything's packed up, ready to go. It's gonna, we did a drill. It's gonna take me about 5 minutes to grab that food. It's gonna take me, you know, while I'm grabbing the food, the wife is grabbing the to-go bags. My daughter's grabbing the animals. We're in the truck, we're gone. And with my computer in my truck being bypassed, I'm no longer limited to 109 miles an hour. My truck will do 130, 140. And if worse comes to worse, I plan on doing that. I'll hold her to the floor. Take about 10 minutes. Damn it. Well, either way, she doesn't have the same last name as me, so good luck finding it. Anyway, I don't really care. because I'm well protected anyway. And I'm not going to go into detail of how I'm well protected. Let's just say I'm well protected. Anyway, guys, you need to have your escape routes. You need to have a food supply. I mean, you can hunt, you can fish, you can do whatever. But I would make water your number one priority, whether it be water filters, some sort of water supply. You guys got to remember, if you're taking actual water with you, it's 8 pounds per gallon. It's going to be really freaking heavy, especially if you got to move on foot. So something packed up, like in my earlier videos, I did I think I did a slight review of the Zero water pitcher. And if you guys want to see which water pitcher does the best job, and I'm not affiliated with this guy. I don't know this guy from Adam. I watch his videos a few times. But go over and watch Project Farm and look up Project Farm water filters. It should take you right to it on YouTube. And he tests. He puts through a rigorous test, several different water filters, water pitchers, whatever. And Zero water pitcher, which is relatively cheap yet, pretty much came out on top. It even beat out the Berkey. So that's why I did a giveaway on the Zero water pitcher. But something like that, guys, a Zero water pitcher with extra filters. Excuse me, I spit a little bit there. I think I got like 12 extra filters for my water pitcher. In each filter, it'll filter out like 4,000 gallons or some crazy shit. So we'll be, me and the family will be set for a while. Actually, I wanted to order more, but with everything I got going on, you know, the whole Christmas thing coming up and the lack of work and everything else, I can't afford the filters at the moment. Hell, I can barely afford to put gas in my car. But yeah, guys, this nuclear war, this potential nuclear war, sorry, is getting closer and closer and looking more and more likely. If you had to ask me 6 months ago, excuse me, if I really thought we were going to go to nuclear war, no. 6 months ago, I'd say it was really iffy. I'd say, you know, because they were in talks back then. 6 months ago, I would have said, you know, they're going to come to some sort of resolution. But at this point, guys, all talks have been off the tables. Everybody's itching over in Russia and Iran to push that little red button, guys, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Again, I don't believe it's a matter of if, I just think it's a matter of when. I most definitely think something is going to go down. I hope like hell if it does, that Putin decides to use the low-yield nuclear weapons, which I think he's got like 1,000 or 10,000, something like that. But they could be fudging the numbers. They could be lying about it, which they typically do, so it wouldn't surprise me none. But if we go to nuclear war, guys, I really hope like hell he uses the low-yield nuclear weapons. Now, I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody. And most of my people on here that have been loyal and have stayed with me, you guys know that I try not to fearmonger. But the fact that we are this close, and you got two hot-headed ass people over in Russia calling for the use of nuclear weapons. They're saying it's the only way out. The only way to shut up the U.S. and NATO and NATO allies is by the use of nuclear weapons. The fact that that's happening alone is scary as hell. The fact that the Pentagon gave Ukraine the green light to just bombard the hell out of Russia is scary as hell. Now, a Russian spokesperson did say that, they keep saying it. One more thing by NATO, one more direct involvement by NATO, and it's on, nuclear war, whatever. The problem is, guys, is we are directly involved. The Pope says it. There's a couple people over in Russia saying it. Hell, even the U.S. has said it. That we're pretty much directly involved at this point. So with that being said, you guys got to realize anything could pop off. Even as I'm speaking right now, it could pop off. Now, I haven't taken my to-go bag with me in a while. Let's see if I can reach it here. But here it is, guys. This is my to-go bag. It's got everything I need in it to get me home to my family. It's got fire starting equipment in it. It's got winter gear in it. Sorry, that's number 2. It's got it's got protection in it. It's got a food supply in it. It's got a life straw, not life straw. What the hell's the little life straw? It's a different brand. I forget right offhand, and I'm driving, so I can't sit there and fiddle with it to look. But either way, I got my little water filter with it. I always have. Sorry, I hope I don't get hit for showing this. But either way, I always have a form of a 1 liter bottle with me. Because the straw filter thingy that I have, it's got an attachment to where it'll screw onto the top of a 2 liter, a 20 ounce, a 1 liter, whatever. So I can put water in this and carry it with me on my trek home. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys. In the event that some sort of EMP goes off, some sort of nuclear explosion, whatever, the vehicle I'm in right now, even though it's run by diesel, it's still computerized. So if an EMP goes off, some sort of nuclear blast goes off, creates an EMP, and it wipes out this truck that I'm in, and I'm dead in the water, that's why I have my to-go bag. And I'm going to walk until, and I hate to admit this, I'm going to walk until I find some old school car somewhere, or carbureted dirt bike, or something. And I'm stealing it to get me home. Holy shit, there's an eagle. Sorry guys, hold on. Oh my God, it's an eagle. I wish I could show you guys. Wow, that is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I'm gonna, if you think I'm walking from Indiana, you guys can look it up. Fair Oaks, Indiana, if that's where my truck just happens to break down at. But either anywhere in between there, you guys can look it up. Fair Oaks, Indiana to Muskegon, Michigan. It's a 3.5 hour drive at 65 miles an hour. I looked it up one time as far as walking, and it's like a week and a half walk. I'm not doing that. I will get home to my family, you best believe, one way or another. And I suggest you guys just have some stuff planned out, because again, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Now with that, guys, I'm kind of starting to ramble, but this is definitely getting serious. If you guys don't have survival food now, shelf-stable food, go out and get it. If you guys don't have a zero water pitcher, I'm going to trust my life with the zero water pitcher, I'm telling you right now. Go out and get it. If you guys don't have a bug out bag, a to-go bag, whatever, put together with some food, with some protection, with some fire making materials, whatever the case may be, put it together now. This stuff is getting downright serious. It's not a joke. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I want you guys safe. Once all the dust settles, quite literally, people are going to have to pick up the pieces and rebuild America. If it gets to that point, which I think it's pretty much going to. At this point, with Russia being backed into a corner, with Russia saying what Russia's saying about their only option is to use nuclear weapons to shut us up, I really think it's going to get to that point, guys. So, I don't know. But either way, now I'm starting to ramble. I'm running out of shit to talk about. If there's anything else that hits that's extremely detrimental, I'll make a continuation on to the back of this video. And I'll let you guys know at the start of this one that it's a two-part like I did on the last video. So you guys stay safe out there. Get stocked up. Don't forget about your pets. Pets are going to need food too. Do some internet research on the wild shit that pets can eat. You know, like turtle, rabbit. I think they can even eat fish. I'm not sure. That way when you guys are surviving feeding yourselves, you can keep your pets alive. Pet food goes rancid after a couple months. So if you stock up on some, just rotate it out, guys. Keep a stock of pet food. I would highly suggest it. Can't leave your little buddies out. Your pets rely on you, and they're going to be loyal to you. Anyway, guys, again, I'm rambling. I love y'all. Stay safe. Keep your heads on a swivel. With that being said, Michigan Prepared out. Hey guys, Michigan Prepared back real quick. As I was making this video, I had my phone on silent, so I didn't get any notifications. But I got a text message, guys, from a buddy of mine in the Army. They are on the highest alert they've ever been on, guys. Russia, as of like an hour and a half ago, has literally readied their nuclear weapons. They are locked. They are loaded. They are ready to go. Now, what did I just tell you in this video? I told you that they are ready to go at a moment's notice. They are backed into a corner. There's only one thing for these guys to really do to show the U.S. and NATO that they're not playing anymore, guys. As I was having that conversation with y'all, sort of. Is it really having a one conversation if it's one-sided? Not really sure. Anyway, so as I was making that 20-some minute video, Russia, well, probably before that because it was only 20 minutes, but either way, at some point in time, Russia has readied its nuclear weapons, guys. We have got to be at DEFCON 1. We have got to be that close. Well, we ain't got to be at DEFCON 1 because that would be literally all-out war. And exactly what I said earlier, if you rewind this video, what I said earlier is that since the Pentagon gave Ukraine the green light to go ahead and do whatever they want to do over in Russia, Russia is getting backed into a corner. Because you got to remember, they don't have a lot of regular ground fighting weapons, but they do have a lot of nukes. Russia's used up a lot of its ground fighting weapons and stuff like that over in Ukraine. Granted, they have the capability to build a mass ton of weapons. At this point, they can't build them fast enough. So, today, guys, Russia has locked and loaded their weapons. This is not a game. Not a game. At this point, you know, as much as I complain about not having work, them giving me forced days off, at this point, I would much rather not work. Why? Because again, if you guys look up my path I travel from Muskegon, Michigan, well, basically Coopersville, Michigan, down to Fair Oaks, Indiana, you will see the path that I take. And what did I tell you guys? There's several cities that Russia has targeted that they're going to take out first. Why? Because it's going to wipe out our internet, it's going to wipe out our communications, it's going to wipe out our power grid. That's why they have these several key cities targeted. But if you see my path, I'm just a few miles from Chicago at one point in time as I'm transitioning highways. I'm not very far from Chicago. If a nuke goes off in Chicago, I'm screwed. Especially if I'm at work. So I'm not going to make this very long, guys, but it is definitely freaky. Alright? Who arms their nuclear weapons? Getting ready for use if they're not going to be used. I haven't caught word yet whether or not the U.S. or NATO has armed their weapons or their nuclear weapons or not, because it's a whole procedure you got to go through to get them ready, and it's a whole procedure you got to go through to get them shut down. Now, when you go through this whole procedure to get them ready, that doesn't mean they're getting ready to be launched. I mean, you could get them ready, and it could be a year from now before you launch them. It's just, as soon as you touch that button, they're gone. They're ready to go. And that's what Russia has done. They've readied their nuclear planes, their nuclear warheads, their low-yield nuclear weapons. They've readied a lot of stuff over there, guys. It's not a joke. It's time to get ready. Good Lord, I hope you guys make it. If it comes to this, let's just say most of you know where I'm at, all right? None of you on here have talked shit to me on, you know, the message part of YouTube. I don't know why my mind, I'm literally scrambling here. If it comes down to it, we're going to need a big survival party. We're going to need security. Granted, I have some. But there's strength in numbers, guys. And if I'm going to be quite honest with you, and something happens, and y'all come find me, or we sort of link up somehow, if this goes to nuclear war, I'm going to be a little skeptical of people. You guys got to remember, I got little kids, all right? I got 2 daughters. They're both extremely beautiful. And I got 2 granddaughters now. One's 2 and one's a newborn. And I'm going to be extremely protective. And I'm not going to lie either, guys. I'll help you out with the hunting, the fishing, and the trapping. But the food that I have, because of my work situation, it's literally enough to get my family through for a little while. I'm not helping out every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes across my path. I'm sorry, I can't afford to do it. But this is downright serious. You guys need to get some food. Again, I'm located in Muskegon, Michigan. Alright? If anything comes down to it, and you guys are looking for a security blanket, you guys have provisions, come find me. I'm going to be a little leery. Not going to lie, you'll probably have a piece of self-protection equipment pulled on you. Not fired, just pulled. Till I know who you are. And I'm going to be leery of you for a while. Until I learn whether or not I can or cannot trust you. Sorry guys, it's literally getting to that point. The fact that nuclear weapons are armed and ready and aimed at the US over in Russia and European countries scares the piss out of me. That being said, guys, again, stay safe. Keep your heads on a swivel. Please get prepared, guys. If I got any more, again, I'll make another continuation onto this video. Stay safe out there, y'all. Love y'all. Mission prepared out.